Even the people we call the baddies understood this principle. That is why it looks like that the bad ones get married every Saturday. It's not only applicable in marriage, when it comes to marriage, it's also applicable in our everyday lives. Few days ago, our Nigerian brother and gospel artist Moses Bliss made the announcement of his engagement with his Ghanaian British fiancée and a lawyer, Maria Weisborn. And just days after the engagement was announced, he made another post of how he met Miss Maria, and why everybody has something to say about their meeting and about the girl. There is one striking thing I noticed, and that is the girl's ability to have mastered this one particular principle that I'm going to be talking about. Permit me to say that it's not just about the principle, it's also the grace of God. I want you to stay tuned. Don't click through and just hear what I have to say. This principle is applicable in almost every areas of our lives. And it will be good if you sit back and listen to what I have to say. This principle states that one must or may need to be seen to be shown favor. I repeat again. This principle states that one must or may need to be seen to be shown favor. It's no news of how Moses met the girl. Moses met her via Instagram during the video challenge of one of his music. Miss Maria danced to the music, posted it on her Instagram, tagged Moses, then Moses saw the message, replied, and the rest became history. I am very sure that lady was not the only person that partook in that challenge. She's not the only male, neither is she the only female. And let's just assume that she did not partake in that challenge. I bet you she wouldn't have given Moses the opportunity to see her, not to talk of, making advances, and then talking about marrying her. She wouldn't have given Moses the opportunity. And I tell you, if peradventure they never crossed each other's path, Moses will still end up with another person. But let's just say that destiny has already, in fact, that God has already destined, that it must be Moses and Miss Maria. If it is the will of God and that God has really destined it, that they did not meet through the other means, God will definitely make another way for them to meet. But the only thing is that it will take longer time. You see, the dance challenge made it easier for Moses to meet her last year, and this year they're already talking about marriage. So let's assume that she didn't partake in the challenge and they never met last year. Probably Moses might see himself in London, and maybe one or two things bring them together, and nature will bring them together, and they will end up talking about marriage. Maybe it will extend to 2025. So that is me saying that God also has his own way of doing things. This principle was also seen in the life of Queen Hadassah, Queen Esther. I bet you, if Queen Esther did not show up for that competition, the king will choose another person. Because the king's main goal of that competition is to choose for himself a bride. So if Esther decides, maybe because of some reasons, not to show up for that competition, I bet you that that competition will not end without the king choosing a bride. And like I said, in the case of Moses and Maria, if, like God has destined, that Esther will be the next queen of that kingdom, if that Esther missed the opportunity of partaking in that competition, and it is really the will of God that she will be the queen of that kingdom, the only thing is that God will make another provision. He will make another way for that opportunity to repeat itself again and for Esther to be made the queen. The same in the story of Ruth. Ruth, the daughter-in-law of Naomi. If Ruth did not put herself in a strategic position for Boaz to see her, Boaz would not have seen Ruth. And Ruth may not end up being the wife of Boaz. That she made herself to be seen by Boaz to even to be considered as a bride. So that is the power of putting yourself in good strategic places for you to be seen and for you to be shown favor. If you, as a spinster, as a single lady who is wishing and trusting God to bless you with a life partner, and you hardly socialize, that's by maybe you hardly go to church, you hardly go for picnics, maybe church picnics. Friends will invite you for weddings, you will not go. You will not go for birthday parties. I understand that some persons are introverts, but at least no man is an island. It's always good to socialize. It's always good to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. You need to be seen. You need to be seen. How are you going to get yourself a man, a spouse, if you don't put yourself in strategic places to help this man to see you? Remember that the Bible says, and the same applies to the man too. The Bible says that he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. The man must keep himself in a strategic place to do a very good finding. He is the hunter and you are the huntee. If there is nothing to hunt, the hunter will not go out for hunting. It is the man that is doing the finding. And if you is nowhere to be found, how is he going to find you? How is he going to find you? You hardly engage in activities, church activities, and let us go for picnics. For where? Nothing. You don't engage in anything. You don't engage in any, and don't get me wrong, there are still people who don't need to go out. All these things, it's not like it applies to everybody, but most at times it does. You understand? That still doesn't mean that you won't be in a place and will not find the husband. I know the story of a girl. She met her husband while at home. Her husband came looking for a friend in their compound. Luckily for her, the man knocked at their door, which is the wrong one. The girl opened, but told the guy that that is the wrong door, and then helped by showing the guy the right one. He helped by showing the guy the right one. But ever since the guy set his eyes on that girl, everything changed. In fact, after that meeting, the rest became history because there was a connection from them, blah, 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 blah. Even while at home, the girl needs to be seen. Let's assume that the person knocked. The person knocked and she decided not, maybe she's watching a movie or eating, she decided not to open the door. And the mother opened. The guy wouldn't have seen her. That is still saying that no matter where you are, you still need to be seen to be shown favor. I also have the story of this couple. During their own time, they went viral on social media. The guy resides in the States, like outside the country, and he came in, and the guy's father is a friend to the girl's father. So the guy decided to come and pay visit to the girl's father, which is his father's friend. And on coming to their house, he noticed the girl was on the treadmill in their house. The girl was exercising on the treadmill. So that was how the girl captioned that. This one is at home. She was on her gym clothes and was on treadmill working out. The guy saw it, saw her, and the rest became history. At least there is a seeing. So this is me telling you that you need, in most occasions, you need to be seen to be shown favor. There are so many things that you can't have if you are not seen. In my place, there is something we say that ihu dike na anu manko. That is to tell you that maybe someone might be seeking for something and will be finding it difficult to receive that thing. But when the person shows up, the person showing up will make it easier for that thing to come by. So this thing, like I said earlier, is not only applicable in marriage when it comes to marriage, it's also applicable in our everyday lives. Let us take, for instance, that you as a job seeker, at least I know some people that got their dream job through a seminar. Maybe they went for a seminar or for a program, or they volunteered for something. They went for that thing, maybe contributed one or two things. The people saw their skills, maybe volunteered. The people saw their skills, saw the way they spoke, loved the person and everything, and they took them for the job. Some will tell you that they stood up one day, took their shower, went to a company, blah, 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 blah. They met with social person. They never knew that the person was even the head, the manager, or the CEO, and the rest became history. Or let us just take, for instance, the case of P2B during the presidential campaign. In that P2B, as someone who has always wanted to become the president of Nigeria one day, he has a vision. Yes, he has a vision of becoming the next president of Nigeria, and it just ended there without him making any effort. You think that P2B would have been known the way he is now? No, he had a vision. He also made himself to be seen. He made himself to be seen by coming out on social media, speaking, talking. In fact, with the speech we all saw the waves this guy pulled during campaigns and elections. If Peter Obi, with all his visions, just bought the presidential form, I was like, because I really don't know, I really don't like how I talk, or because I don't know how to speak well, because I'm just giving instances, okay? Because I don't know if people would like me. Let me just buy the form. I just believe that God will, in one way or the other, help me, and I'll become the president of the. Let's just assume that he just ended up that way. You think that even though he did not finally become the president, we all know what happened. At least we all know what happened. You see, he understood that principle. Where did BWB did not go? He's always showing up in places, not just on social media. He's always showing up. Every given opportunity, BWB will be there. Every given opportunity, he will be there. That is the power of you being seen. Some people have the grace that when your eye comes in contact with theirs, or you set your eye on them, anything they're asking, you must do it for them. Some people have that grace. Some people have that, but they don't know it. You see some people telling you, I don't know. I've been begging this man for this company for this thing, and they have been turning. But immediately I showed up, it was like something. It was like a different thing altogether. It was not even what I thought. It's like that. That is the power of you making yourself to be seen respectfully. Even the people we call the baddies, understood this principle. They understood this principle. A baddie that goes to nightclubs is always in a club, is always any happening place, putting herself in strategic places. That is why it looks like they say that the bad ones get married every Saturday. They understood this principle. That's how principle works. So long as you understand it, no matter who you are, it will work for you. It will work for you. These bodies, they place themselves in strategic places to be seen. And that is why they come in contact with prominent persons, they come in contact with people. And that's why it seems as if they are the only ones getting married every Saturday. They understand. I'm not saying that you should become a baddie. I am not saying that you should start going tonight, but I am just trying to make you see what it means to understand principles. The next thing I want to say is that before putting yourself in positions where you need to be seen, how prepared are you? How prepared are you? That when you are seen, You will deliver what is expected of you. That is me telling you that even in your period of waiting, prepare yourself. You will see a video of Miss Maria where she was being interviewed, and she said that her mother would keep on asking her, when is the man coming? She would tell the mother that her own God-given man is coming. And she told the singers not to get pressured because singleness is not a sickness. It is not it's a period of preparation. While she was waiting for that person, she was busy building herself. You have seen videos of her giving speech, videos of her graduation, videos of her doing a lot of things. I tell you, these are one of the many things Moses Bliss saw and chose her. If she had sat there waiting on that man to come, she might probably not end up being Moses Bliss's wife, unless it has been destined by God, and which I know it's already destined. You understand? In your period of waiting, how prepared are you? How are you? And to make sure that when you are called up, you will not disgrace yourself and your generation. Case of Peter Obi, before he made himself to be known, you think that he was not duly prepared. We all saw the things, the eye-opening speech, and a lot of things this guy did. We all seen that. We all saw the type of research Peter Obi did prior to that election and campaign. You see how prepared Peter Obi was. How many people did Peter Obi give anything? Should we all know that he doesn't give shishi? But with the power of what he spoke, with the power of his spoken words, just the things this man spoke, the whole of Nigeria went turned upside down. Everybody was for him. This is because he was prepared. In the case of Esther, before Esther met the king, there was a 12 months of preparation. She found favor in Haggai that helped prepare her. Because of that favor and the grace of God that was already on her, just like in the case of Miss Maria, God used Haggai in preparing her. Esther was prepared very well for almost 12 months before meeting the king. And even after she became the king, after she became the queen, when when they were planning on killing the whole of the Israelites, that she still have to appear before the king. She did not just wake up and present herself. In fact, she understood that if she does that, she will be killed. She prepared herself with her maids and the whole of the Israelites by going through fasting and prayer. So in the period of your waiting, how prepared are you? Don't just show up like someone who doesn't know anything. Don't just show up. You need to have something. Some person is their beauty. It's their beauty that will first attract somebody. Is their beauty that will first attract. I'm very sure that in the case of Miss Maria, it was not just because she danced very well. She's also a very beautiful woman. And when Moses searched deeper, maybe he came across some of her videos with the way she spoke, her personality, all of those things attracted her to him, and he stayed. Even the people we call the baddies, they have even if they don't have something upstairs to show for it, at least their major weapon is always beauty. These baddies know how to beautify themselves. They will put on something that will attract that person to them. You must surely have something that will attract somebody to you. That will attract somebody. That will make somebody turn their heads twice to your direction. You must have something. Some maybe their intellect, some maybe their personality, and all of this. So please, I will conclude by saying, that it is good to always put yourself out there respectfully, in a respectable manner. Put yourself out there. Allow people to see you. Allow people to see your capability. Let your light shine. You can't light a light and put it under the table. No, you are the light of the world. Let your light shine. Let people see you. Let them see how God has beautified you. Not just with physical beauty, with a lot. Don't hide that talent of you. Don't hide that skill, because you don't know the door that will be opened for you through this. And while you are waiting to put yourself, and while you're waiting to let the world see you, please prepare yourself that when you are finally seen and given that opportunity, you will not disgrace yourself, your God, and your generation. Thank you. Thank you. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Good job! According to my daughter. Good job! In my daughter's voice. Mama, good job. God, I'm sweating. I don't know what is wrong with my head, but I must surely do this video. I go do it. Thank you. Thank you.